Agrimony is known for reducing inflammation, supporting digestive health, wound healing. There's also managing menstrual discomfort and liver support. Come on over and take a look. Hi, everybody. It's Rachel with the Herbalist Garden. My disclaimer is I'm an herbalist. I'm not a doctor. Please do your own research. That is extremely important, always will be important. And we're going to talk about agrimony. So, agrimony is a plant that I discovered through my herbalism classes, and it specifically was introduced to me in the spiritual aspect of it. And that in itself hooked me. But then learning the medicinal qualities of it, I was like, what? This is good stuff. I highly recommend it for people with any of these things that we need to boost our. I just bumped the microphone. Boost our health. So yeah, agrimony is an herbaceous plant of the rose family. Is a perennial plant with slender spikes to yellow flowers and serrated leaves. It typically grows in meadows, woodlands, and along roadsides. It prefers sunny and partially shaded locations. So that's agrimony, and it's really pretty. I like the yellow flowers. I have not seen it in the wild yet, and we'll find out why. But I highly recommend you seeking out agrimony for medicinal uses. So, research, blah, blah, blah. My notes are over here on the screen so I don't get distracted because I'm a distracted person. So, yay. That's why gardening's good, because you can get distracted in the garden and still accomplish a lot. Okay, so research has identified more than 252 compounds in agrimony. The primary compounds found in agrimony include flavonoids, tannins, phenolic acids, volatile oils, coumarins, polysaccharides. These compounds contribute to the medicinal properties, including anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Some of these compounds have been found to have anti-tumor effects and analgesic effects. So, Agrimonia eupatoria. Agrimonia eupatoria. Though nearly forgotten by modern herbalists and overshadowed by trendier plants like turmeric and ashwagandha, agrimony was once considered the greatest healing plant in the folk medicine, whispered by the same breath as sage and yarrow, which we know are very, very useful. Agrimony's therapeutic qualities stem from the physiological mechanisms of action. We're going to talk about the mechanisms of action for agrimony right now. So it has potential of healing abilities, and that stems from its capacity to lower inflammation, kill bacteria, shield the body from oxidative stress. So we know those are anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. It's also antiviral. It's also antioxidant, analgesic. It's all of them. Inflammation occurs, as we know, when the body's response to damage or infection. It is an innate reaction that helps defend the body against dangerous microorganisms. Persistent inflammation can play a role in the onset of several illnesses like cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's. So, with the help of agrimony being pro-inflammatory, the cytokines can okay. Pro-inflammatory cytokines can be decreased in the body, aiding in reducing the chances of chronic disease. So the anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties of agrimony suggest its ability to inhibit bacteria and viral growth, which can help prevent the spread of dangerous infections. Respiratory and gastrointestinal infections may be treated with agrimony. Um, so the antioxidants, you know, the imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in the body can lead to oxidative stress. Free radicals are chemicals that can harm cells, contribute to the development of illnesses. Free radicals are molecules that can be neutralized by antioxidants found in agrimony. Hence, it is clear that agrimony is an effective dietary supplement for the treatment and prevention of diseases due to psychological modes of action. Physiological modes of action. Can't even read my own writing sometimes. So, it's a mild sedative. So, obviously, don't take with any pharmacological sedatives, but it'll promote relaxation. It's not like crazy, like where you can't drive a car, although I'm supposed to tell you don't drive a car when you're taking any sort of sedatives. We talked about how it's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. It also alleviates menstrual discomfort. So it's a coagulant, can reduce bleeding, help heal wounds. And menstruation isn't particularly a wound, but agrimony can be distributed, that's not the word I wanted, administered orally to reduce heavy menstrual bleeding and reduce inflammation to make those difficult periods a lot more tolerable. This, according to research, agrimony is one of several natural ingredients used to remedy inflammation and heaviness in menstrual bleeding. Also aids in digestion. It's been used to eliminate digestive and gastrointestinal issues, particularly diarrhea and IBS, but reducing inflammation and irritation in the gut's membranes and tissues, it can significantly soothe the stomach. Anti-inflammatory properties can be used to treat gastrointestinal problems, and the tannins in agrimony can help tighten and tone. The astringent properties can help tighten and tone the mucous membranes, making it useful, for any sort of gastrointestinal issue. But basically, it's used to ease irritation and inflammation in the gut, providing relief to stomach issues. So they say it will also help with diabetes issues, and it will, if taken, on that on and off again, consistent treatment protocols. I can't think of words right now. I have a lot on my brain. God, here, this thought is for here, and then this thought's going. So, thanks to a lot of the nutrients found in agrimony flowers, they can be significant in significant for benefiting health. Agrimony is commonly used as an anticoagulant to reduce bleeding caused by minor wounds, cuts, and grazes. You can make an agrimony tea and apply it to your wound as a compress to stop bleeding. It If you're suffering from blemishes like pimples, rashes, acne, psoriasis, eczema, or any other skin condition, you can apply agrimony topically to the affected area to help alleviate issues. It can also be taken orally for the same effect. It works on irritation and blood eruptions beneath the skin, such as blotching and easy bruising, due to its astringent properties. You can also apply it to enrich the antioxidants in your body. It'll protect against, obviously, the free radicals, and also reduce signs of aging. like fine lines and wrinkles. Very powerful anti-inflammatory. So it also improves respiratory health, and it soothes your throat too if you're having a cold or a cough that's scratching up the throat. You can create a gargle, and a gargle would be basically you're making a tea, but you're making it cold. So if you make it hot, then let it cool. It becomes a gargle, basically. Um, but it'll help with sore throats, chronic coughing, bronchitis, sinus issues, colds and coughs, flu. Um, make a tea. Use it as a gargle, not hot tea. You have to make it hot to infuse it first, though, because cold brewing doesn't pull out the essential oils like heat does. So it also helps with bladder control. That's a pretty cool one. It will help with bedwetting. It'll help tonify your actual bladder and the muscles in and around the area to help make bladder control easier. It's non-toxic. It's been used even with children for a very long time for bladder control and bedwetting. If you suffer from any sort of like constipation or extremely dry skin, I would highly recommend not using Agrimony at all. We'll get to that. So it detoxifies the body. We know this. With active ingredients such as thiamine, quercetin, and catechins. I don't know how to pronounce the word. Uh, I don't know how to pronounce that word. I probably should put it in, but I'm not gonna because it takes up time. But it optimizes liver and gallbladder function, helps your body easily eliminate accumulated toxins, thereby preventing serious health issues and promoting overall metabolic efficiency. A 2018 study examined the effects of Agrimony on liver health by 69 patients who received either Agrimony or placebo. The study found that treatment with Agrimony extract significantly improved liver health in those who took it compared to a placebo group. So if it does help with liver, I mean, maybe that's why my liver enzymes are so good, because I've been taking Agrimony on and off for about 8 months, on and off. But it is in my social anxiety prevention tincture. But I also, that's where I get it from, because that also has wet bed knee. I don't really have social anxiety. I can talk to anybody for the most part, as long as I like you. And so I don't really have that. But there are multiple things in this formulation that help with like mild depression. It helps with um, concentration. The wood betony in there will help with the musculoskeletal pain. So there's a lot of things in there that I don't necessarily use it for the social anxiety. I don't use it specifically for any sort of depression because I don't have that either. But I do use it for all the other benefits that it provides. I like making tincture formulations. It's super fun. But anyways, Agrimony has been proven to help people. Okay, so the detoxification can help address metabolic issues and prevent treat serious health issues. The antioxidants will also detoxify your skin and help with this. We talked about how it does with the skin. Hair and nails. It also helps with your hair and nail strength. Salicylic. What did we say that was? Oh, I looked it up before. Salicic. So salicic acid is the compound found in agrimony that that benefits the health of your hair and nails. It can strengthen your hair and nails and prevent breakage, keeping them looking healthy and attractive. So my nails aren't really functioning that well for that, but the hair, I definitely have had a lot of new hair growth, and it's getting thicker and healthier, and I have a drier constitution, so it does not help with any sort of frizz or drying. It's definitely more of a strengthening. So it helps with stress and anxiety. This is where I kind of like was hinting to at the beginning that it has a spiritual aspect to it, alongside of the fact that it actually like helps your body cope better with stress and anxiety. It actually helps spiritually get to like the deeper parts. Why are you stressed? Why are you anxious? It will help you really enable yourself to dig deeper and find out what the root problem is that's causing that. Now, you're going to have to be open to that. It's not going to just say, hey, guess what? All this happened in your childhood. No, it is, it will enable, if you are willing, to be able to release stress and anxiety on the surface, yes, but also dig down deep as to why you have them at all. So that is one of the purposes that I started using it in the first place. Um, Everybody has some sort of trauma. Everybody, we're going to call it trauma, but those are just, buzzwords. Everything triggers and all that kind of stuff. They're all buzzwords that helped us understand our psyche a little bit better. Because I know that I needed help. There was a lot of things that even at my age I did not understand and I did not practice, and I've even learned them even since February, which is a little embarrassing, but we only know what we know, and we can only learn what we seek out. So I was editing and I realized that I skipped over the entire paragraph that I had for the stress and anxiety. I did talk a lot about it, but one of the things that it specifically works on is it is a very good substitution for any sort of antidepressive drugs because of the oil, the essence. Those are what specifically treat the anxiety and the restlessness. It is definitely something that is worth looking into to replace. I know I said don't necessarily replace your stuff with your pharmaceuticals, but this is one where I feel like it would be beneficial. So you wean yourself off. You do never go cold turkey with any sort of pharmaceutical. So you wean yourself off, and then you start as the dose goes down, the dose can go up, and meet in the middle. Not the same dose, it's not the same ratio for your depression medication. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you want to do. It is just something that I feel, and from the research that I've done, I feel that that is something that can be done. But don't take just my word on it. Do your research. Okay? That is a huge one. But, anyways, it is also said that dogs may benefit from agrimony, although there have been few studies. Talk to your vet about it, but it has been known in small amounts of the oil will not cause any negative side effects in your pet. So those are the things that I missed saying before. Um, it is something that I have found helpful, and I have known other people who have taken this tincture that have found it helpful as well in that same exact way. So it would also help with liver and gallbladder support, which we've kind of already talked about, and how it detoxifies our body and how it will um, stimulate bile flow so that that detoxification has open pathways. A theory increasingly supported by modern herbalists observing the effects on liver enzyme activity. So, in moderate amounts, agrimony is 100% fine to take, even for children. I would give them a lower dose than you, obviously. When taken by mouth, agrimony is safe when used in doses up to 3 grams daily for short term use, or when it's used as an extract, you can have 160 milligrams daily for up to 8 weeks. And then you do your 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off, blah, 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 blah. You can have to learn your body, get used to understanding your body and listening to what your body's telling you about according to what you need. Because if your body's just saying you're tired all the time, you're probably lacking in some sort of minerals or vitamins. If or there's some sort of you need to detox. That's what it is. When applied to the skin, it is also safe for short-term use as well. There is a lot of tannins, and the tannins can have um, can cause side effects with the digestive system and your liver. So it's funny how almost everything that can damage your liver will actually help it, but you just have to use it in moderate amounts. Or moderation, people. The tannins are what makes it antiviral and antioxidant. So it's not like tannins are bad for us. They're just bad for us in large quantities. How about that? Because it will upset your stomach if you don't use it correctly. Now, don't confuse agrimony with hemp agrimony or potentilla. Those are not the same. Those are not the same plants. Make sure you know that. So, medications that you can't have at the same time as agrimony. You can't take anything anticoagulant. You can't take any sort of anti-diabetic, or any sort of liver drugs. Basically, no pharmaceuticals while you're taking agrimony. Sorry. It's kind of how it is with everything. Um, I'm not saying get off of your pharmaceuticals to take agrimony, because that requires a level of observation and testing. It just would require a lot of really close observation to make sure that levels stayed correct while you're taking it. It's more than, unless you want to pay somebody, a functional doctor will help you with that. An herbalist will help you with that. I could help you with that, but I'm not going to take your life into my hands. I'll give you the information. I experiment on myself. I don't tend to experiment on other people. Now, if they want to, that's different. Okay, let's move on. If you're pregnant, you should avoid it because it helps with like tonifying the women's health parts of the body. The effect that it has on menstruation, I wouldn't take it while you're pregnant, but you can take it while you're breastfeeding, but I really wouldn't because I don't think you're going to need it. I don't think you're going to need it. It does slow bleeding, but so does other things that are specifically more for your actual. We've talked about in the last couple weeks how certain herbs will actually be helpful after pregnancy in tonifying things. I think that was the lamb's quarters. I'm not sure. I have to think about that. Okay, continuing on. So no pharmaceuticals at the same time as Agrimony because we're not taking any chances with with interactions. Also, don't take it 2 weeks up to surgery because of its anticoagulant properties and the fact that it has effect on your blood sugar levels. So, no Agrimony 2 weeks before your surgeries. So, when we're making a tea to use it, we're going to do 1 to 2 teaspoons of Agrimony in hot water, 10 to 15 minutes, cover it, let it steep, and that's good for the digestive health and liver support. If you're using it as a gargle, brew strong infusion and let it cool, and then gargle with it for a sore throat. For a poultice, apply crushed leaves to wounds and skin irritations to help stop bleeding and prevent infection. It's not difficult. Due to its astringent properties, we want to make sure that you don't have an overly dry constitution and prone to constipation because this can aggravate that. So we want to do our research before we actually take it so that we don't get sick and we don't hurt ourselves. So that is all I have for you about Agrimony today. It was cool learning more about a plant that I already have been using. I've not had any negative effects in any way, shape, or form to it. If anything, Bacopa has a little bit more than the Agrimony. So Bacopa has, anyways, all these things have to be taken in moderation. I will be adding cards as we go along. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate that you've come here and you've listened the whole way through and you've supported me. I would like to come up with some sort of incentive, but I don't really know what one is. I mean, we could maybe pick a drawing weekly. I make soaps, I make tinctures, I make salves, I make a whole bunch of different things. I would say, hey, this one is for this week's winner, or this one's for this week's winner, and we can go through and decide who of the viewers gets to win a product. And then I'd have to contact you, of course. I don't know how that would work. How does that work? I'll think about it. Maybe I'll post about it specifically. Anyways, we are done with Agrimony for today. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, the links are in the description below that will give you further ability to research consistently and thoroughly. Make sure you like and subscribe because that really helps boost my ability to monetize this page. Don't forget about also the Facebook group, the Herbalist Garden. That's where we all started, and I'd like to move everybody over here and just kind of have fluid interaction between the two platforms. It would be a lot of fun. Thank you for learning with me. I hope that you found this valuable, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you.